in the fall of 2011. And basically they had this group of, they had already built a team of journalists who were starting to research publicly available data about essentially who runs China. So the hundreds or even sort of thousands of individuals and their connections to one another, and kind of trying to give some transparency to Chinese politics and how it goes together. And we were really excited about this because it represents a really interesting combination of things in terms of how we work with data. So there's obviously going to be some quantitative information there. So there's thousands of connections. There's some qualitative information about who's connected to whom. It's this sort of social aspect of things. It also is curated. So instead of it being there's a lot of visualization work that exists essentially because it's easy to get the data and easy to make an image of it. And so at the moment we have kind of the preponderance of things on the web where it's really about, boy, there's a really simple API to do this. And as a result, we have a visualization of it. And so we're always, and I think fundamentally when working with data that no matter how big this big data stuff gets, it really comes down to people doing a lot of legwork to actually get decent data. And it's sort of the uncomfortable truth about how much information is out there that it requires some human intervention, it requires some curation, and people kind of putting this information together. And so in particular, this was a nice example of where they were going to start with 5 and 10 reporters who were going to be entering all this information into a database setup that they had, be able to set connections, source this against a number of different places, and then the output would be this interactive tool that you could use and sort of look at trying to understand how Chinese politics work, be able to again bring some transparency to that, but also have that changing over time. So it needed to be an actual live set of information that it could be updated daily, weekly, whatever was appropriate based on sort of what was happening and changes on the ground. I mean, even while we were working on the project itself, the overall ruling body changed from 9 members to 7 members, which required a bit of recoding that these the 9 most important people just became they lost to. So the